Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shoshanna Gross. I am the Major Events Manager with the Ohio Restaurant Association, and this is our Daily Dose. Today, I'm talking to Todd Bowen, our Managing Director of Government and External Affairs. How are you today?
I'm great, Shoshanna. How are you?
Good. You look very fancy.
Yes, I was down at the Statehouse today, so excited to talk a little bit about that and then about some of the federal things that we're doing today.
Great. So tell me a little bit about what you were talking about at the Statehouse.
Yeah, so today we were at the Statehouse and we were talking to the President of the Ohio Senate on a couple of the alcohol flexibility bills that we've been pushing for. And there is a little bit of a window to try to get those across the finish line between now and the elections, where we're working really hard on that. And the two things we're really focused on there, number one is making the cocktails to go permanent. And number two, we know so many people have expanded their patios, and the Liquor Control Commission has been great about just temporarily allowing your liquor permit to cover that premises. But we're saying, hey, as people are investing dollars into this, and it really has been such a boon in this time, but we think there could be permanently, this could be a part of a lot of cities. So we're really pushing for that to be made permanent as well. And then the other thing I'm excited about is that yesterday, Governor DeWine signed House Bill 606, and that's the liability relief legislation that we, along with some of the other business trade associations, have been fighting so hard for. And the idea there is just that for businesses that are working hard to do everything right in relation to the safety around COVID, that they should not face additional liability threats from that. So we're excited that we did get that across the finish line.
Fantastic. So some good news coming out of the Statehouse this morning, and some good news hopefully to come soon. What's happening federally right now that we should know about?
Yeah, so we continue to push really hard for a lot of things to help restaurants, but number one, number two, and number three is a second round of the Paycheck Protection Program. We know how much that was a lifeline for restaurants at the early stages of the coronavirus pandemic. We know those dollars are gone, and yet the crisis is still here. And we feel really good that our Ohio legislators are very committed to trying to help restaurants, but of course a bill has to get passed to include the Paycheck Protection Program dollars in it. And I'm sure that you've all heard that Speaker Pelosi in the House has a very large Democrat bill, and then the Republicans in the Senate tried to pass what they call a skinny bill, or a much more focused relief bill. But just yesterday, a bipartisan group of 50 House members, calling themselves the Problem Solvers Caucus, and they really are, and there are 3 Ohio members on that Problem Solvers Caucus, introduced a bill that kind of meets in the middle. And it's great to see that, and they put this out there just to say, hey, we can find common ground. So we are going to continue to push our Ohio members of Congress very significantly to push for that as well. And what I would tell everyone who's watching today is, what can you do to help? Please tell us your story. And there are a couple of ways that you can do that. Number one, certainly you can write a letter to your legislator and just reach out directly to me for some help with that and who your legislator is. But you can go to restaurantsact.com and you can record a video, and that's a great way. Some people like to write letters, some people do better on video. So if you are comfortable doing a video, the National Restaurant Association is compiling those and will very effectively use those to say, these are real life examples of businesses that are struggling. So I'd really encourage everyone to do one of those two things and do those this week. And then, Shoshanna, I know that we're celebrating 100 years at the ORA, and I know there's some exciting things happening there. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about how folks can learn more about that?
Sure. Yeah, 100 years of supporting restaurants with the Ohio Restaurant Association this year. And we are going to take a little bit of time to just celebrate our members. And we know it's been a tough year, but we really just want to, have some moments of joy within all of everything else that's going on. So one of the really exciting things that's happening on September 22nd at 10 a.m. in the morning, we have Master Chef contestant Tommy Walton coming to us all the way from Chicago, virtually, of course. And he's going to be cooking up a great meal. He's going to be making a cocktail. He's doing this all to benefit the Ohio Restaurant relief, Ohio Restaurant Workers Relief Fund. And he actually has a great announcement that he's going to be making about the relief fund. So we're really excited to hear about that. And then we have 4 other webinars coming up over the course of the next month, all of them really to support best practices for Ohio restaurants and business owners kind of across the board. So to learn more about that, you can go to ohiorestaurant.org/events, our events page. You can register there for all of 5 of those events today. Everything's open.
Awesome. And then, I think we should tell everyone to start looking for our ORA memo that'll start coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll always include all of this information in there as well. So certainly be on the lookout for that, and ways that you can help and ways that you can register and help us celebrate 100 years.
Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Shoshanna.